guys, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and today I want to share 5 really affordable yet really impactful decorating ideas with you guys. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I am all about thrifty decor, low budget decorating. We try to do things as cheap as possible around here. And you know, sometimes I think that when we do tackle big projects like, you know, the built-ins in our sunroom or you know, the fireplace surround that we did in our living room, I get a lot of comments from people on my channel saying, wow, it's so nice that you don't have to hire someone, or materials are so expensive and I wish I could afford to do something like that in our home, but it's just not in the budget yet, which I totally understand. And I know how blessed I am to have a husband that really just refuses to pay someone to do any work around here. And I will say before I get into these tips with you guys that I think that honestly, because we are so frugal, that's why my husband has just learned to do these things. And he's always just said, I think I can figure that out. And he always does. So never be scared to tackle a project because you don't have experience or because you've never done it before. Pretty much everything that we have done in our home was a brand new thing that my husband had never done before. You know, laying tile, building shelves, building me a table for my dining room. I could go on and on and on. He's done plumbing, electric, framing, so many things. So never let fear stop you. Sometimes it's best to just dive right in and learn along the way. But for those of you that are on a tight budget right now, purchasing wood is like, it's an investment. Wood is gold right now. Everything is pricey. And sometimes it's not in your budget to be able to do these huge projects in your house, but I don't think you should let that stop you from making simple changes that are really affordable, but that can make a really big impact. So the very first thing that I want to share, my tip for you today, if you're looking around your house and you're like, man, I want to switch things up, but I don't have a huge budget right now, where do I start? My first tip for you would be to declutter and organize. And this is absolutely free. I think that what really helps whenever I'm looking at a space is to just completely clear it out and start with a blank canvas. Declutter, go through the drawers, go through the cabinets, pull everything out, and don't put anything back in the space unless you absolutely love it. And yes, I've talked about this before. There are some things that we have to live with because of a tight budget. You might not love your couch, but you need a couch to sit on. You might not love your dining room table, but you need to eat at a table. So yeah, there are some exceptions to this rule, but I would say that a lot of times people feel confused because they're just sort of living with the decor that they've collected over the years, and they're staring at it and they feel paralyzed and they don't know where to go or what to do, and they start to try to rearrange the things that they already have, even though they don't love those things. So I would just say pull it all out of there, clean it up, and unless it's absolutely necessary, don't put it back in the space unless you love it. So that's my first tip. It's actually a free one. You don't have to spend any money at all for this, just your time. My second tip for you that's really affordable but also super impactful whenever you're trying to decorate on a small budget is the power of paint. Paint, I could go on and on about this. Never underestimate the power of paint. If there is something in your home that you would like to replace, but you just don't have the money right now, have you considered painting it? Or staining it, whatever that may be. Paint can make such a huge impact. Maybe you don't like your kitchen cupboards right now. Have you considered painting them? Maybe you're not a fan of, you know, a certain piece of furniture in your home. My piano, for example, we got that for free. It was extremely orange when it was given to us. The power of paint. goodness gracious, I painted it this really pretty gray color. It's beautiful now. You can paint walls, you can paint trim, you can paint your front door, you can paint just about anything. And it's just amazing every single time I see the transformation with the power of paint. It blows my mind. Okay, so my third idea for you that is a really affordable decorating idea, but also makes a really big impact, is to switch out all of your throw pillow covers and blankets and throws. Maybe you're not a huge fan of the couch you have right now, or you've got some chairs in your living room that you're not in love with. It's pretty amazing the difference that some throw pillows can make in your space. And I love shopping at places like HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. You can find pillows for around 20 bucks. And another resource that I like to check out is also Hobby Lobby actually sells pillow covers on their own. And if you can go during a week when they are half off, then you can score some new pillow covers anywhere from $5 to $10 and just put them on your existing pillows to save even more money. So even if you have maybe a couch that feels a little dated, a little old, if you put some fresh new pillows on that couch, you can transform the whole look of your living room. The same goes with throw blankets. I love adding throw blankets all over my home. I have one here in the built-in bench in our sunroom. I have one on my couch. I have one on one of the chairs in my living room. I just like having them available whenever the kids want to cozy up and read a book. And I think that they just add pattern and texture. And again, you can find throws anywhere from $10 to $20. And purchasing a beautiful printed throw blanket can really make a huge difference in your space. My fourth decorating idea for you that really makes a huge impact on a tight budget is to display a collection. And I've talked about this in some other videos, but really, if there is something that you love to collect or look out for, consider, rather than, having these pieces all throughout your home, consider displaying them as a collection. I have done this over and over and over again in my home. I can give you several examples. The first one that comes to mind is my white heritage false-graph collection. I have a whole video about that if you want to check it out. I have it all displayed in the corner cabinet in my dining room, and what an impact that collection makes. The bright white dishes against that really pretty mushroom taupey color on the cabinet is just so beautiful. I also have a collection of vintage cutting boards that I've collected over the years from thrift stores, antique shops, all over. And my husband created this display on the wall with all scrap wood, things that we already had in our garage, pieces that he ripped and cut and nailed to the wall, and I displayed all of my boards there. They've been there now for probably 5 or 6 years. And what an impact that those boards make when they're all together rather than kind of sprinkled throughout the home. The white pictures that I have in the built-ins next to my fireplace, I've got some wire racks hanging kind of side by side, or wire trays I should say, in my living room. I have a collection of antique duck decoys hung up on the wall in my living room. So lots of different ideas for you. If you love collecting, vintage glass jars or candlesticks, or maybe you have a beautiful collection of white ironstone or whatever it may be, try displaying it as a collection in your home somewhere for a really big impact, rather than having it all throughout your home. And you'd be amazed at how beautiful it all looks together. So the last tip that I want to share with you guys today when it comes to low budget decorating, but a very high impact, is to consider switching out the lighting and hardware in a space. So lighting makes such a big difference in a space, whether it's your ceiling light or some wall sconces that you add, or even just switching out the lamps in your home. I've even done makeovers on thrift store lamps before that I've shared with you guys. So lighting is huge and it's important. And if you're looking in a room and you've got an old, dated light fixture, consider shopping around for something fresh and modern and updated, really light fixtures are so affordable today. I see amazing, beautiful lighting all the time, whether I'm shopping, walking through the aisles of Home Depot or Lowe's, or even just scrolling through Amazon. You can find some really affordable options, and it just transforms the entire space. Hardware is another one. So let's go back to the kitchen scenario. You know, your dream is to completely gut your kitchen one day, but right now it's just not on the budget. Consider painting those cabinets, updating the hardware. Hardware can make such a huge difference, even if you're working in a smaller scale. So let's say you're not a fan of your dresser in your bedroom. If you take off all the hardware, give it a fresh coat of paint, and put some new hardware on that dresser, you might fall in love with it. So consider the lighting and the hardware in a space. It can really make all the difference. So I hope that these 5 tips helped you guys today, and I would love to hear from you. I love it when you guys leave comments on my videos, and I'll scroll through and read them and see what ideas you guys have when it comes to low budget decorating. What are some things that you can do on a really small budget that make a huge impact? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Head over to the blog. I'll have lots of photos and examples of what I'm talking about. If you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.